guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. And thank you for your support. Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 3:14 p.m.
Right, I've had my blood test today. I'm feeling a bit tired. I was told to rest and lie down, but my dog needs to go for a walk and he likes his exercise. So I decided to take Max out for a walk around 2 o'clock. 2 p.m. this Saturday afternoon. I just feel really tired. I really would like to have a decent night's sleep and rest and just feel myself, because I was talking to somebody and I was saying a couple of nights ago I felt really low. It happens about between 6 and 8 p.m. just lately that I start to feel really depressed, and my talking therapist, somebody intercepted the call. It was intercepted while someone was trying. Sorry, there's a load of noise coming from outside. I'm going to have to shut the window. It's really loud. There's load of noise. Right, just shut the window there. So, as I was saying, I started to feel low at night. My talking therapist was intercepted. I've got an appointment with the doctors, same place where I went today, in a few days' time, so I can discuss it with the doctor. I think it's all to do with going through the menopause, just feeling rotten and low, but it's at night mainly. So yeah, I came home, walked home and opened my mailbox, and I got two things in my mailbox. I got something for you, which they've taken back to Rochester sorting office. So somebody knocked my door today at 10:52, because I'm Crystal Marshall. So somebody knocked my door with this. So I've got to fill this in. It's one and it's got other. So I don't know what that is. So I've got to rearrange a delivery. That's gone back to Rochester sorting office. I had something delivered while I was out, and it obviously wasn't small enough to put into the post box, because normally the postman would shove it into the mailbox, and obviously it's damaged the mailbox. One of the postmen has stuffed something into the mailbox so hard, now when I try to open my mailbox I can't get it to open. So that needs looking into at some point, because when I put the key into the lock, it doesn't turn all the way round unless you really force it. So either I've got to leave the post box open, which I don't want to do because someone could take my mail, or I'm going to have to get someone out to fix the mailbox. Right, letter from the NHS. Miss Crystal Marshall, which is me. An appointment has been made for you to attend the ultrasound department for the following: US neck scan, Thursday 13th of April at 5 o'clock in the evening. They keep giving me ridiculous times. I mean, I get 8:30 in the morning, which doesn't give me enough time to travel to the hospital. Now they've given me 5 p.m. in the evening, but it should be lighter at night, so there's no problem with that. They're going on about social distancing again, so there must be COVID still going on and symptoms in the hospital, because there's still, due to vital social distancing requirements, space in the imaging department is extremely limited. We are unable to allow patients to be accompanied for their appointments, except in exceptional circumstances. So there must be a risk of something in these hospitals if they're still social distancing people, mustn't there? And shouldn't, if there is COVID going on again, shouldn't we be told about it? I mean, that's instructions from my ultrasound scan. And it's still going on about COVID. Still going on about COVID now. Still COVID conditions in the hospital. At least I've got my neck scan, and I was talking about that today, wasn't I, in a video? And lo and behold, I've got my neck scan appointment, and I don't know what this is, but we'll find out next week, won't we? Yeah, 2 o'clock, took Max out for a walk on the field after taking a 20-minute phone call with someone. I spoke to someone for 20 minutes, and it triggers electric shocks in my teeth and jaw, but I wasn't angry. I could have stayed in, I could have rested, but I chose to take my dog out for a walk, and take my dog out for a walk I did. And there was people holding hands, couples holding hands. I'm a single woman, I haven't got a boyfriend, I'm unattached, and we get this in films, comedy films where single people are walking down the road and couples are kissing, holding hands. If you watch The 40-Year-Old Virgin on DVD, which is a relatively old film now, but it's still very funny, this guy he's a virgin at 40, and he's walking down the road watching people, breasts on buses and things like that. I'm 54, I've been single for a few years now because I've chosen to do so. I got rid of my last so-called partner, I did, because it wasn't going anywhere and I was being treated not how I wanted to be treated, so I chose to leave, right? And I think it was the best decision I ever made. Along with leaving him, I found a new place to live where I don't have to see his face anymore or be hounded or have any of his problems on my doorstep, which is good. So it was supposed to be a fresh start, and the location is lovely, the riverside is lovely, I can't deny that fact. The birds, the wildlife, the boats on the water, it's absolutely lovely. And it's relatively quiet. And if it calms down upstairs, then it will be absolutely wonderful. It'll be the perfect place to live. And if I get left to live in peace, then I can tidy up my flat and not sit wondering when the noise is going to happen again. And then I will be able to get on with my life and be happy. Right? That's all it has been. Gets onto the field and there's a few people on there. There's a lady with a black bun in her hair. There's a couple walking across the field together. There was a couple sat on the grass together. Remember, I'm a singleton and I've never walked around the Rochester Riverside holding hands with a man, because I'm unattached. I'm not with anybody. So when it was time to come off the field, people start to pile on this afternoon. There was a young lady that came past me. Then someone came on with a dog, with his head covered over in a hoodie, with a black dog. And then I got off the field just as a gentleman with his daughter came onto the field with two small dogs. I was just coming off the field. And what happens is the lead to Max gets caught around me sometimes, or caught around a bush, and you sort of do a pirouette I don't know if anyone with a big long dog lead and their dog has got tangled in a bush, or it's got tangled round you, then you do a pirouette to undo yourself from the dog lead. Well, the guy with the young girl got the dog lead stuck, and he did a little turn, because I do that a lot. It's not because I'm mad, it's because the dog lead gets stuck on me, or stuck around a bush. These retractable dog leads get stuck, and Max will go the wrong way and it'll get tangled in a bush or around my leg. I mean, I've had dog leads go round and round my leg, so I've had to unravel dog lead from my ankle. So I got off, and there was a lot of male dog walkers. Big dogs, large dogs, small dogs, spotty dogs, hairy dogs everywhere. And I've just got into my flat. And that is where I've made myself a cup of coffee. And I intend to relax and rest and maybe watch a DVD later. Because I do like my music. I like to listen to music. I like to listen to 80s music, soft rock, and just rest. I don't want to get into a fight with anybody. I've got a really, really sore arm. It's really, really sore. It's bruised. I don't want arguments. I don't want fights. I just want to get on with what I'm doing in peace. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we regret. And in the past, I handled situations badly. Where I should have kept quiet, I would answer back, so to speak, and I would get into volatile situations, and I've been pushed, shoved over, punched in broad daylight, shoved over, pulled about, because I used to defend myself. Now I just walk past it. I'll be quiet. And when those kids were mucking about in the doctor's waiting room, right near my legs, and kicking each other and getting the tablet right in my face, because that's what it felt like, they're not my kids to tell off. That woman should not have left her two boys unattended in the waiting room when she knew they were misbehaving. And she came out, and then she went back, and their behaviour got worse. I don't know what that was all about, but she chose to sit those children next to me. The whole waiting room had seats everywhere, and this woman chooses to sit her two 11, 12-year-old boys next to me. And they were mucking about being a nuisance, and I wasn't feeling very well. And I don't like needles, so I was sat there and I just took it. Because they're not my children to tell off. I don't tell other people's kids off. It's up to their parents to do that. And if you think picking stones up in a doctor's surgery and throwing them about is normal behaviour, well, there's nothing I can do about that. It's not my problem. Unless one of those stones actually hit me, or those boys put that tablet in my face and it hurt me, then I'll do something about it. I should would have gone to the reception desk and told them what was going on, and I would have waited near the reception desk and gone out of the waiting room. But I don't lose my temper with other people's children. I don't know what the hell was going on there. I just sat still and quiet, because that's what normal people do in a waiting room, unless they want to chat to somebody. And yes, kids do make noise, so babies crying, kids talking, there's nothing wrong with that. But when kids are kicking each other near a patient and they're being a bit aggressive, then it's up to the parent to say, that is wrong, don't do it. There's elderly people sit in waiting rooms, and it's like when you just sit there and watch and observe, how some people treat other people. It's really quite awful. It really is. I'm back in my flat now, making myself a cup of coffee. I don't actually feel hungry at the moment. I don't. I'm just eating one of my jelly babies right now. Pretty busy on the field this afternoon, and I wouldn't have chosen to go out on a Saturday morning because I like to shop when it's relatively quiet. But I coped well. I didn't lose my temper. I didn't get upset, and I just carried on doing my shopping. And whatever was going on, I was just like focusing on what I wanted to do, what I wanted to get, and nothing else. In one-to-one situations, I can talk for England, especially if I get on with somebody, then I can talk and they'll crack jokes and have a bit of banter. But you've got to get to know somebody first, haven't you? And if nobody gives me a chance to get to know someone, I'm not going to be able to have one-to-one chats with people, am I? Very difficult. It just felt bizarre. It felt like I was in some kind of horror movie. It really did. 666. And remember that Medway Maritime Hospital, windmill taxis are 666 666, which is the number of the beast, the devil. Windmill taxis. There is a taxi company down here in Kent. 666 666. Right. Obviously there's things I've got to do. Like I've got to take my library books back. The library hasn't been a particularly nice place, especially the Chatham one. But I used to go there 4 times a day when I lived at Lansdowne Court. Four times a day out. I'd go once in the morning to the shops, then I'd go to the library, and then I'd come back and maybe go out to the corner shop and then go out to the library again. I'd sit in the library, even if no one spoke to me, I used to sit in there. I don't mind what other people do. I don't interfere in other people's business, but if they do something to me that I don't like, I'm not going to sit there and take it. I'm not going to get violent or aggressive, but I'm going to take the appropriate action, which is to get yourself the fuck out of there, isn't it? I wanted the blood test because I have been anemic in the past, and having a low iron count, is bad. That is the doctor's surgery that told me I was dangerously low in iron and sent me in as an emergency case to the hospital. And she said, have you been feeling dizzy and faint lately? I went, yes. She went, you're anemic. I don't feel anemic. I just feel certain foods don't agree with me after I've eaten a certain food. Because you can be allergic to stuff, can't you? I don't know what it is, but I'll get up full of energy and energetic. The next day, I'll just feel like, whoa, I can't even stand up. And I have got a lump in my neck, and it's visible. It is visible, but it pisses me off where it is, because it looks like a bloke's epiglottis and it isn't. It's it's a cyst. It's a benign cyst, but it looks like a bloke's voice box, don't it? It's just funny how that's happened. I could have it removed. I could go to the hospital and say, can you cut that out? But at the moment, when it's not causing me any swallowing problems at the moment, I'll only do that if it causes swallowing problems. But it shouldn't be there. And I don't know what's caused this benign cyst. And I maybe was wondering it was that abscessed tooth, because I've got a tooth with an abscess, and I thought it was draining into my neck. Could be, couldn't it? That abscessed tooth draining into my neck. I mean, because my teeth have always been fucked since I was a kid, so probably is. Anyway, guys, have a good afternoon, have a good evening. I don't know if I'll do another video this evening, but see you later.